Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, man, you guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, I want to talk about Paul George real briefly, man. This clown Paul George. This guy does not shut up. Podcast P, Pandemic P, Pinkie P. Come on, dude. And I'm listening to this clip of him from his podcast. Guys just need to go to these podcasts, man, for real. And he's talking about the Charlotte Hornets. And he's talking about the Charlotte Hornets have a winning culture. And he's talking about how, yeah, man, I ain't going to go to the Charlotte Hornets. I'm not going to look at going to the Charlotte Hornets and this and that because, they don't got no winning culture. They ain't got no winning culture. Dude, once again, who the hell are you? Who the hell does Paul George think he is? What has Paul George won in his career? Can anyone explain to me? I'm so tired of these fools talking about winning culture. They have no clue what winning culture really means. Paul George hasn't won a damn thing. Not a damn thing. He hasn't led a team a damn place. Never has. Never will. Dude's frail as hell. Can't even play 60 games in a season. He's already talking about, yeah, I want to go to Charlotte because they ain't got no winning culture over there. We're going to talk about briefly. This dude's a joke, man. They ain't got no winning culture. What a clown. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states that's been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly humbled by all support, man. Like I said, it really means a lot, guys, for real, man. Much respect to all you guys out there. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. Oh, my goodness gracious. So, yes, guys, you guys know how I feel about Paul George, man. I don't like this guy. I just don't like him. Now, once again, it's not personal with these guys. Like I said, I'm wishing harm on any of these guys. That's not the case here. That's not how it is. That's not what we're doing here. This is strictly about the basketball players. I don't know these guys personally, but I told you, a lot of these guys, I don't respect them because of the way they carry themselves. So, like I said, I don't wish harm on any of these guys and none of that stuff. I don't care about them like that, but I don't respect these guys. You guys know what I'm talking about. The Kevin Durants, the LeBron Jameses, the James Hardens, the Paul Georges. I don't respect these clowns. All right? I just don't. Because they have not carried themselves as true professionals, and they don't carry themselves like grown men. They just don't act like grown men. So I can't respect them like that. Paul George comes to me as a soft, feminine, frail dude. Like I said, really emotional, these guys. They're sensitive, and they're just weak. They're just weak dudes, man. Weak as hell. Like I said, I would be embarrassed to be a man or quote-unquote man like these dudes are. I'm telling you, man, whatever. So I'm listening to this podcast, right? A clip that popped up on Instagram, I think it was. And it's, of course, it's Podcast P on his podcast. These guys, my goodness. But anyway, he's talking about the Charlotte Hornets, right? And he's talking about possibly, where he would play or if he would play there. And he's basically saying, I want to go to the Charlotte Hornets. I really want to go check out that team or look into going there because, I'm not going to win there. They don't have any winning culture established. They're not a team that's on the rise. They have nothing. Think about it. The Charlotte Hornets haven't won anything in a long time. They haven't been relevant in a long time. The Charlotte Hornets haven't been relevant since the 90s. All right, let's be real, man. They were the Bobcats for some years, right? If I remember the Charlotte Bobcats, I believe they were for some years. They've been a relevant franchise. We understand Michael Jordan owned the franchise for some number of years. And, I know Michael Jordan took a lot of heat, a lot of flack, a lot of blame. Isn't it funny that Michael Jordan took blame for the Charlotte Hornets players never playing well? Or Michael Jordan was taking blame. He always takes blame. But anyway, the things that Paul George was saying about the Charlotte Hornets not having a winning culture. See, there's a problem for a lot of these guys. Someone like Paul George, and I get it. He's at the end of his career. He's not going to go to a franchise and establish a winning culture. But for him to make comments about Charlotte Hornet not having a winning culture, it doesn't make sense. Because what does Paul George really know about winning culture? What does he know about winning? He's never won a damn thing. He's never established a winning culture anywhere. The Indiana Pacers, when he was there, they were a decent team, right? I believe they made the Eastern Conference Finals a couple of years, and they lost to the Miami Heat. We get that. See, this goes to what I was telling you guys about LeBron James destroying the balance of the NBA for those years. Because maybe the Indiana Pacers could have made an NBA Finals if LeBron James and a former super team. We don't know, right? We have no clue. Maybe Chris Bosh could have led his Raptors to an Eastern Conference Finals. We don't know, right? We don't know what would have happened these years that LeBron James had a former super team and blocked some of these teams. Maybe the Carmelo Anthony New York Knicks could have been the Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe they could have made an NBA. Who knows? We don't know. LeBron James out there jipping himself, forming super teams in that weak East. There was no reason for LeBron James to have to team up when these are the teams you're going against. These aren't formidable, stout teams. These were decent to good teams. So Paul George led his Indiana Pacers to a couple of Eastern Conference Finals, I believe. No doubt about it. But couldn't get him over the hump. We get all of that. But then Paul George decides to go to, I think, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now he's on the Clippers now. And I think he was on the Clippers, and then now he's on the Sixers. I mean, it's just becoming an absolute joke now. And the real problem for someone like Paul George is that he thinks that he's greater than he is. He thinks he's way better than he is. He's nowhere on the level of in his mind that he thinks he is. Nowhere on that level. And Paul George has become very frail, very sensitive. He's not that guy. Can't play a full season, can't stay healthy. And like I said, for this dude to try to, I'm confused when he talks about the winning culture aspect of the Charlotte Hornets. Because like I said, you've never won anything, and you don't know about winning culture. You just never have. I mean, did you establish a winning culture in LA with the Clippers? I mean, you were out there, you had Kawhi Leonard out there, you had a cast of guys around you, Russell Westbrook, then they ended up getting James Harden. I mean, like, you guys did nothing out there in LA, in the Clippers. You did not establish a winning culture over there, and you had talent around you guys. But what happened? You guys are always hurt. You guys are always frail. You guys are blowing 3-1 leads, right? This is what happens to someone like Paul George. He's not a winner like that. Not a winner. I told you, Paul George is never a number one guy. He was never a number one guy to me. Never was. Had some potential. Great for Paul George, man, but never saw it through because, once again, he's frail and sensitive. And as his career has gone on, it's gone completely downhill. But remember, just last season, Paul George felt disrespected that the Clippers did not give him or offer him a max contract or offer him a no-trade clause. To me, it's a joke. Dude, who the hell are you? How come these guys won't live in reality? How come they don't understand who they really are? How come they have no humility? Paul George lacks humility big time, and he comes out here on the podcast and just runs his mouth. I mean, he had his father come on the podcast last year and cry and moan about the Clippers. Oh, he did so much for that organization, and they didn't offer him a max contract. What the hell did Paul George do for the Clippers? What did he do for the Clippers? He did nothing for the Clippers. Nothing. These guys want everything from the franchises, but they don't give anything to the franchise. What has Paul George given to the league? What has he done for the league? They've done nothing. He's part of that entitlement era. He's part of the clowns out here. Pandemic P, Pinkie P. Dude was missing games with a hurt pinky. But you want a no-trade clause? You want max money, but you can't play through a pinky injury? Come on, man. Stop it. Dude's a clown. These guys have, I swear, man. How can you support these guys? How can you support them? I don't understand it. Freaking baby. Charlotte Hornets don't have a winning culture. The Charlotte Hornets don't want you there anyway, man. Don't no one want Pandemic P on their team. He's going to play about 50 games maybe. Not going to do nothing for you. What did Paul George do last year for the Philadelphia Sixers? Can anyone tell me what he did for the Sixers? He did nothing. And they paid this man. These guys are getting paid to not play. They're getting paid to not give effort. They're getting paid to do podcasts. This is where we are in the NBA. So bump Paul George, man, and the comments he makes about the Charlotte Hornets not having a winning culture or having a franchise that's going anywhere. You ain't going nowhere. So you belong on the Charlotte Hornets. They're losers and so are you. You guys know the deal. I'll catch you guys on the next one.